It was only a couple of years ago that it was reported trade unions in the UK had their biggest drop in membership since records began, slipping to not much more than 6 million. Unsurprisingly, union leaders pointed to public sector cuts and the gig economy as factors. Obviously, many of the rights workers enjoy today have come as a result of collective bargaining, leading to fairer wages, better working conditions, etc. The peak membership of the 1970s of over 13 million members, it's hard to see that coming back. But maybe I'm just being short-sighted, who knows. Some might say that unions, in the UK at least, haven't moved with the times fast enough, are still stuck in a 20th century mentality and have to evolve if they are to remain relevant as the world changes. And by that I guess I mean being more inclusive. Less of the old boys club. Yeah, more inclusion. But the perception of modern trade unions as slowly declining clubs for professionals, the specially and highly qualified, is not far wide of the mark if you look at the numbers. Maybe also the perception that certain union leaders consistently behave in ways that are not conducive to worker solidarity, let's say, trying to avoid accountability, would again not be entirely inaccurate. It's concerning, of course, with so many rapacious employers and unethical companies treating people with utter contempt. I'd say we need worker solidarity more than ever. I suppose it's all well and good, me making a blanket statement like that, but labour markets have changed in the past few decades. The economy has clearly fragmented. Are there plenty of working class people who feel over time that they have been abandoned by the left, perhaps especially but not exclusively in England's North East and the Midlands? Yes, that feeling is prevalent. And there is definitely a generational divide too. And yes, as has been documented fairly well, there is a crisis in social democratic politics. Many see it that they're not being represented as they'd like, so what do? They look elsewhere politically. A lot of people go into the Conservative Party. Other possible factors in the decline of trade unions, in the birthplace of trade unionism? Well, deliberate moves by the Conservative establishment to weaken unions. Yep. Personal choice of highly skilled individuals deciding they're better off representing themselves when disputes arise with the higher-ups. Yep. Also, a significant shift by people generally, not everyone, but many folks, away from identifying with the term worker as a political, social, economic designation. Maybe many highly skilled people will see workers as limited to factory operatives or cleaners, not IT engineers, not nurses, not electricians, but for those of us who work and who ain't the boss, truth is we're all workers and our collective rights are very important to the social fabric.